Hey, 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 hey. That's my sis. Okay, what's going on? So listen, I done had some thoughts, and so I got to talk to somebody. So I came in here to talk to y'all. I had some thoughts. Bianca is here. Bianca the Beautiful, first in the chat. Y'all, please hit the like button. Please put your like number in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Happy Monday, sis. I tried to call you yesterday so I could catch up with you on some stuff. Hey, Aries son, thank you for being number 3, UNDS. Okay. I know folks don't know that I'm going live this time of day, so it might take, YouTube a minute to let them know we here. It may take them a minute to realize we in here, so we're gonna let them figure that out. Okay. Hopefully they slide on through. So I had a couple of thoughts, right? Because we had reviewed Sinners. We talked about the movie Sinners, which I enjoyed that conversation because it's so many layers to it. It's so many different things. I actually saw some other people reviewing things and like breaking down different possible meanings and symbols and representation and who the characters could represent and different things like that. And I started seeing something. It was like, y'all know me. Like, I'm very introspective. I examine myself on everything. I be wanting y'all to do the same thing because that's the only way we can be healthy and cool and all that. Right? You was being a heathen. Okay. Call me when you get off since you was on heathen time on Sunday. Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. I too have been there. So oh yeah, real quick, like button, like number in the chat. Greet everyone, please. Y'all know the rules around here. No cussing in my chat. And if you spell it right. If you spell it wrong, cuss away. But if you're gonna spell it right, no cussing. Greet everyone, say hello. If you happen to be new, let us know you're new. You can say first time or you can put FTL for first time live. No bickering, arguing, or rudeness of any sort will ever be tolerated. That is never okay over here. Not on Monday, not on Wednesday, not Saturday, not Sunday evening, not any day is it okay. Like, it is absolutely not okay. Okay, this is a channel where we welcome all the pretty girls, but we want y'all to act as pretty as you look. Okay, so please don't act ugly in my chat. What else? Make sure we're greeting folks. If you see someone you don't know, say hi. Your engagement button on your bottom right hand side, the circle with the heart emoji, tap, 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 and send up my bubbles because I'm sensitive. I'm going to need my bubbles. Okay. Peanut just made it in. She is number 9. Aries Sun says she got the bubbles going. Thank you for my bubbles, sis. They mean a lot. They mean a lot to me. So we got to talk. So in the middle of thinking, and I'm always thinking, Peanut knows. She know I be thinking all kind of crazy stuff about myself, and things will come across my mind, and I'm like, I wonder if I got a disorder. I wonder if I'm crazy. I wonder if something wrong with me, and things like that. And sometimes I think it's okay to explore the idea that something may be wrong with you, because sometimes something is wrong with you, huh? But a lot of times folks don't like to look at themselves that way. Hey, Brittany Janae, missed you, girl. Where you been? I think a lot of people don't really like to look at themselves that way, but I think you have to. If you actually want to be healthy, you got to explore the possibility that you might not be. In order to be mentally okay, you got to be comfortable with looking at the possibility that you might not be okay, or that even if you think you're doing everything right, if you really want to make good, healthy decisions and normal, healthy decisions, you got to examine whether the decisions you made could possibly not be healthy. Could they be harmful? And so I like to look at stuff like that. And I know most people don't like to do that because everybody want to feel like they right and perfect and good all the time, and they perfectly healthy and wonderful, and nothing they do is wrong, and there's no mania, they're not crazy. And while some people seem to think I'm a little off, and it may be true, I think some of the people who think they're so healthy, they might be a little off too, Hey, Creepy. So I had one of those moments. Now, y'all know, like I was saying, we came in here, all of us, we came in here and we reviewed Sinners. I loved reviewing the movie. Like I told y'all, I loved the movie. Absolutely loved the movie, adored this movie. So many layers, so many things I could get from it. Y'all know I even saw the Jonah and the whale story in there with Sammy not listening to his daddy, being disobedient, and the people refusing to throw him overboard off the ship. Like I told y'all, and I stand by, Nitra would have thrown him off the ship. Sammy would have gone bye-bye birdie. That'd have been the end of Sammy fooling with Nitra. Okay. So I stand by that. But I had a rethink on a couple of things. Not that I thought anything that I thought was bad, I still think is bad. The things I thought were good, I still think they are good. But I think there's another way to look at some stuff. So, hey, sweet beloved, thank you for being number 12. Let me do a quick tap in on IG so we can grab our sisters that may be over on IG that don't know we live, because y'all know this is not our normal time to go live anymore. We used to go live earlier in the day. I think I might get back to that, and I'm gonna talk about that too. Okay. Cree B says, I believe everyone is a bit thrown off. I agree. And you know what else is? I'm more apprehensive about dealing with people who can't admit that something about them ain't just right. Because I don't care who you are, something about you ain't just right. There's nobody who's just walking around, you're so perfectly healed and whole and healthy, and everything you do is great. I don't trust you. Either you're a psychopath or you're one of the biggest liars on the planet. And either way, I don't trust you. Okay. Embrace the crazy that you have. Talk to people about it so we can help you. And so we can help each other, right? Yes. Hello, oh so pretty. Ski wee, my sorrow. I'm so glad to see my sisters in the chat. Love you. Let me tap in on Instagram real quick. We want to make sure we got everybody here that's supposed to be here. Okay. If we can get them, because I know right now some people are working and we ain't gonna sweat it. They'll catch us on replay. But I just got to get this off my chest, because I saw some stuff on me that was like not quite right. And it wasn't malicious, but it was like, yo, you didn't handle that right. That wasn't the most healthy way to handle that. That was kind of harmful. You need to check that. Wait, you saw like echoes of that. You didn't pick up on that when you were looking at it? Did you not see the mirror held up to your face when you were watching this movie? So let me get these folks that might possibly be on IG at their desk at work and get them on in. Hey, y'all. If you're on Instagram, 1 minute, YouTube. If you're on Instagram, you need to get to YouTube because we are currently live. So we are having a good old crown chat moment, and we have not had that for a very long time. Hey, come on over to YouTube. We live. We have not had a crown chat moment in not a moment. It's been like over a year. It's been, hell, might be close to 2 years, but we sure haven't one today. So I watched the movie Centers. We reviewed it. I saw some stuff that, after the fact that kind of made me think, and we want to kind of dig into it, get into it. So I want y'all to come over here to YouTube, tap in and get into it. We are live right now on YouTube. Y'all know my YouTube channel is my name, SEANITRA. I want to see you. We want to see you in the chat. Come on in, come on over. We're happy to have you. We love you guys. Bye. So, anywho, that's done. Now, hopefully we grab everybody and get on in here. Okay. Brittany Janae says, what you say, sis? I need to see the movie. I heard Annie was the MVP in the film. Annie's character like really tugged at my heart, to be honest. We can just start talking. I want to address y'all in the chat, talk a little bit with y'all before I get into what I saw and what I want to see if y'all can kind of see some of the parallels on. Annie's character was like heartbreaking to me. Annie's character represents in my humble opinion, the abuse of Black women. It represents the abuse of Black women in so many ways. Here you have this beautiful sister. Hey, that my sis, one of our Birmingham beauties, all the way from Birmingham, United Kingdom. Thank you for being like number 15. But I feel like Annie represented the abuse that Black women have normalized. I think that's the way I want to say that. She represents the abuse that Black women have normalized in as much is that she had this baby with this Negro. The baby died. He ran off and left her, stayed gone, came back when he felt like it with a couple of little funky dollars in his pocket, made use of her body in this impoverished environment. She's still praying over him, praying for him, making mojo bags, trying to still, an effort to protect him. And we see this in this wild juxtaposition of how he left her completely unprotected. And yet, after he left her completely unprotected, we see this character, this archetype of Black womanhood, that even when we're completely unprotected, are willing to be savior / martyr for people who not only will not protect us, will turn on us, completely disloyal and traitorous. And I was like, wow, the more I thought about that, I really had a problem with the way they depicted Annie. My first, at first glance, it was like, I don't like the way y'all costumed her. I don't like the way you tried to downplay her beauty. That lady is stunning. And they really downplayed it. I think they dressed her in a way to draw more attention to her size than her beauty. Like, that is a beautiful woman. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with her size, in my humble opinion. But I think they did it in such a way so that it would not look appetizing and attractive. It was done to make her look less than, and to make him look like more of a hero. And, oh, he's so wonderful because he's still attracted to her and she's this and that. I just didn't like it. The other part of Annie's character that I did not like is the way, again, that abuse of Black women that has been normalized. It has been accepted as normal to abuse Black women in that way. In as much as he abandoned you, did not protect you, you're here praying, making mojo bags to protect him, giving him access to your body, acting as though you are grateful for him invading your body, and then showing up at his juke joint to work free at the bar. Only then to play mammy to the quadroon that's there and end up martyring yourself for the same person and his family member, the same person who completely abandoned you. And in the end, your version of heaven is reuniting with the Negro who abandoned you, with your baby who is deceased, that he didn't even care enough to hang around to help you grieve through. It was heartbreaking. It is, and then it's not. We're going to have us a little crown chat today. It's been a while. It's been too long. Too long. Hey, Miss Sparkle. Happy Monday. Thank you for the bubbles and the like button. That's right. And she's reminding y'all to please do the same thing. So yeah, Annie's character was absolutely heartbreaking. And I think that maybe Ryan did that on purpose. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. Hey, U.S. Army Brad, how you doing, niece? Thank you for being number 15. Y'all hit that like button, please. It ain't but a few people today. Like, because most folks don't even know we live. I have 100% on my likes, like, for real. Let me check before I get into what I got to say, because I really got a gem for y'all today. I got some stuff I caught that I know for a fact ain't nobody caught, because I ain't even catch it. Thank you for my bubbles. They looking good. Bubbles is looking nice. They looking sporty. Okay. We got about 9-10 people in here who don't like me. I'm not sure why you would be at my house and don't like me. Why do we have about 10 folks in here that don't like me? What are we doing? Why would you come to a woman's house and you don't like her? Hey, happy to be happy, girl. We happy you made it. So do right by me, please, because I'm going to do right by you. I got the notebook. The thoughts are down. I'm ready to go. So anyway, hey, Philly Joy, thank you for being number 20. So here's the thing, right? So maybe Ryan Coogler did that on purpose with Annie's character to really show the real plight of Black women and how it hasn't changed very much, has it? It hasn't changed. Whereas it is abusive and it's been normalized, people act like it's expected. And they even, will attack Black women who refuse to fit into that role. They don't just expect it from us. They feel entitled to abuse us that way. They feel entitled. They feel like we owe them to accept this level of abuse. We owe it to them to allow them to abuse you, fill you with little bastards, abandon you. And if they ever deign to come back your way, you're supposed to be so grateful and smile and grab their private parts and give them access to your body while you pray to protect them after they left you completely unprotected. These people demand that from Black women. Like it's expected. And don't worry about being pretty. We don't see you as pretty. Like literally, it was really like a hard look at Annie's character. She was beautiful, she was tragic, she was heartbreaking, and she was what people feel entitled to. They feel entitled to that version of us. And I just think it's bullcrap. Hey, Layla Q, say that's what I saw, a mammy. I mean, yes, and then you got to look at, I think what makes her so heartbreaking is because if we're being for real, during that time period, our forebears didn't have a whole lot of options to be something different. There were a few women who were rebels. Like that would be my granny's and her sister's generation. My mama came along in 43. And even then, her generation, they weren't really, kicking against that very much. They didn't kick against that very much. And so, most of them fell in line with accepting all kinds of abuse. That's why I think it's kind of funny when we see people now like, oh, our parents stay together, or people, the folks younger than us say grandparents, they were our parents, but they're grandparents. Oh, they stayed together a long time. Yes, because your granddaddy was abusive and your grandmama was like Annie. Your big mama was like Annie and your grandpappy was abusive. And so now you don't see the long term like you used to, because these younger ladies are kind of shaking off this idea that we have to accept abuse. Now I think it's a hard yoke to break, because it's a lot of younger women who still subscribe to that, or they have their elders kind of put on, think it's okay, or they're silly enough to listen to men on podcasts who are advocating for women to accept violence and accept abusive behavior, accept abandonment, accept people who are careless with your feelings and who are emotionally, sexually, and financially abusive. All of the things, right? But I think, when you see a character like Annie, you kind of see where it came from. You see where it came from, honestly. But I digress, because that ain't really why we're here. But, since we was talking about it, and this is, our first Crown Chat in almost 2 years, if it ain't been 2, right? We're going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Right, Miss Nisi. Thank you for being like number 21, too. Say that's what they did back in the day, new generation. Hello. Hello, good night. Now, for me, I'll be very honest before I get into my notes. A lot of the reason why I'm like I am is because of my mother. It's because of Emma, my pet dragon. Because even though during her generation, most of those ladies still kind of told the company line and did what they were expected to do, my mother was indeed a rebel. She was not abusable. Let's just say that. Lord rest her soul. Hey, mama. My mother was not abusable. That was not the girl you could abuse. Not that one, not the one from Vienna, Georgia. You were not going to abuse that one. She was going to beat you to a thank you, ma'am, and help you change your mind. And so, with that being said, I wasn't raised, gratefully, I'm very grateful, I wasn't raised by a lady who subscribed to taking any sort of abuse. So I didn't have to kind of break that thought pattern. So I can understand how an Annie can exist, especially if you're raised by people who are teaching you that and everybody around you is doing that. It's easier, and it's also more pressure to conform. I didn't have that experience, but I do sympathize with ladies who did back then and some who do now. Hey, D. Saratina, it's good to see you too. Working and listening. I know that's right. I'm glad you popped in. So let me tell you why we're here today. The creepy crawler, the ooga booga, right? And yes, we're talking about the movie Sinners, these characters. I wanted to revisit that character, Rennick, because, like, when we reviewed the movie the other night, we covered the fact and, the most obvious thing that he represented, which was, in my opinion, appropriation, entitlement of the oppressive class to Black people and their gifts and their talents and all that good stuff and their creativity and all that. And I still think it's valid. But I took another look at the Ooga Booga Rennick. Rennick, Mr. Ooga Booga. So we're going to take another look at Rennick. And if you saw what the title was another look at him. Did we already know Rennick? Things that make you go, Did we already know Rennick? I say, yeah, we knew him. I think we know him now. Okay. I don't think he burns up in the sunlight and got fangs and literally goes ooga booga. But I think we know Rennick. I think we know him. And the reason I say I think we know him and we already knew Rennick is because it's because of the thing I told y'all about yesterday before we did the review on RHOA. Remember, I told y'all that, I've sat quietly, patiently in my long suffering for about 4 years of people like stealing pieces of me. And it was creepy. It was creepy. It was unnerving. It was uncomfortable. And then I thought about it when I look back at this character, Rennick, like, wait, we know Rennick. We know Rennick. We know him. We know Rennick because Rennick exists in our everyday. He exists in our everyday. Okay. Reason being, Rennick is somebody who, let's look at the character. He's somebody who's cursed, right? He's cursed. We know cursed people, but we ain't gonna dig that deep because it ain't that type of crown chat today. He's cursed. He still has proximity to the dominant culture. Meaning he has an advantage over the people he was trying to take advantage of. He has a predatory nature. He has a very predatory nature. He's a manipulator. He's a liar. He's a taker. Violent, aggressive. So there's lots of things. Yep, always monitoring people. All of that. You say he was supposed to be oppressed. He's not oppressed. How are you oppressed? He was a whole demon. A whole demon. You got access to do whatever you want to do. You're not oppressed. But he presented himself as oppressed. And we're going to get into that too. Because I'll beware of those folks. So being that this is a crown chat, y'all know I got notebook in hand, right? So there's 3 different types of people that I think could easily be the Rennicks we run into every day. Easily, right? So you got the friendly enemies. Hey, Rochelle, thank you for being 26. We got our friendly enemies. Those are the ones that are like friends and family, the people you know intimately, or the people you think you know. Because sometimes, you can know somebody your whole life and find out that you don't really know them like you think you know them, right? Some people are just that insidious. But those friendly enemies are the people you've known and you know them intimately, or at least you believe you do. These are family members. They can be your mama. They can be your granny. They can be your husband. They can be your friend that you think is your best friend from 4th grade. Those friendly enemies. We're going to break it down. Then you got the friendly predators. These are people who you don't have necessarily. Oh, there's my mother. Paul Michael, what's up, boo? Yep, or your ex. Yes, it can definitely be an ex because that's somebody who has ties to you. That's real. Every Son said the movie was produced with intention. Absolutely. So we can have these conversations. Now, those friendly predators. A friendly predator is different than a friendly enemy. A friendly predator is somebody who has come around you with the strict intent. Their main their purpose is to take something. These are people who are usually attracted by a gift you got. They're not people who you meet organically, like y'all work the same job and y'all help each other out every now and then and you bond and all that. No, a friendly predator is like, let's just say you're somebody and you're in whatever space you're in, whether it's a design space or it's an artistic space or it's what are some of the things y'all do? It could be a space, it could be a church space, it could be whatever space, and they happen to see you and they're like, I love your voice. And they start admiring things about you. They start admiring gifts you got. It could be like my brother here, like when I say his hands are gifted. If you want your hair to be blessed, my brother should touch your hair. It could be in that space. But someone who sees your gifts and your talents, and that's what attracts them to you, and they start flattering you, and they start complimenting these gifts, and then they start admiring these gifts and fixating on these gifts and coveting these gifts, and then it starts to express itself in different ways. Those are the friendly predators. They only drawing closer because they see something you have that they want. Okay? And then the other type of person that we may have around us that I think could easily be Rennick, could be the Ooga Booga, could be the sympathetic predators. Now, the last two for sure fit that character in that movie, in my opinion. For sure. The sympathetic predators, those are the ones who come in, like Sis was saying about Rennick, pretending to be oppressed, pretending they need help, pretending they're so pitiful. Beware of people who are always the victim. Y'all know some of them. Put a 2 in the chat if you know somebody who's always the victim. Something's always wrong. No matter when you talk to them, something's always wrong. Hey, Sunny Bunny. Yep, some people want a destiny swap. They sure do. They sure do. Oh, I see some tools rolling in. So y'all know what I'm talking about. It's some people you talk to, something is always wrong. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, Charbird, welcome. I was going through horrible pain after my mama passed. Like, I didn't break down or act silly or anything because I'm not that ungrateful. But I would be like really in a bad spot. And folks would turn around and call you and say, oh, I'm just checking on you because I know you're still grieving over your mother. And 2 minutes into the conversation, they forgot that they were pretending to check on me. And it turned into my leg hurt, my back hurt, my forehead hurt, my 2-year-old on crack, my 4-year-old stole my car. Like, they just go into this diatribe, this whole rant about everything that's wrong in their lives. Be careful of those people. Those are sympathetic predators. These are people who show up and they try to make you feel so bad for them that no matter what's going on with you, you owe them your sympathy. And they really will try to use that sympathy to evoke that sympathy in order to manipulate you, to get you to give them something that you wouldn't ordinarily give. So these folks, like, y'all better watch y'all step, because I feel like we already knew Rennick. Like, the movie might have tried to introduce the personification of this character, but we already knew this person. Char said, and when you no longer listening, if for them, they turn on you. Sure will. And go tell people you ain't never did nothing for them. They will go tell people you've never done anything for them. Ever. And you're evil. And you're evil. Mm-hmm. So we got to get into it. So let's get into it. Let's just talk about how they show up. How they show up. Because they show up real nasty. They show up real nasty, right? So the friendly enemies. And you might be like, so the family members and stuff. Yeah, the family members. Y'all know sometimes family can be your worst enemy. They can. They can be your worst daggum enemy. And the thing about the friendly enemy that's close, they have those intimate relationships with you. They can be talent thieves and gift thieves and dream thieves as much as anybody else. And I would go so far as to say they have more access to you, so they're more dangerous. You naturally have a level of trust toward them, so they're more dangerous. Your guard is absolutely down. One of the first ways a friendly enemy will steal your dreams and gifts and talents from you is by discouragement. That's right, discouragement. It's the whisper in the ear. Every time you get an idea to do something, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Hey, Mini FBA, how you doing? Welcome. You ain't well. How you gonna do that? Where you gonna get the money from to do that? Leechcraft. They just plant little leeches in your ear to siphon off what you got going on. More times than not, friendly enemies, they want to take away your gifts and talents, not because they want them. They just don't want you to have it because they don't. That's all. There's some friendly enemies, family, close friends that just don't want you to have it. It's not that they want it. They don't want it. They just don't want you to have it. They don't want you. They don't want to feel like in any way you have bested them. They don't want to feel like you have something they don't have. They don't want to feel like that you be doing better than them. So they don't necessarily want what you got, but they surely don't want you to have it. They just don't want you to have it. These are the people that will see you with a dream, and you could be a young girl saying, I'm going to sing on Broadway. You ain't going to no Broadway. How you going to get to Broadway? You're not even thinking we from such and such a place. Where would you see them people at to do that? Don't you need to go to some kind of classes or something to sing better? These are people who will see a young man with talent, and let's just say he can fix cars, and he's like, yeah, I want to build cars. I want to build race cars. I want to be able to put cars in this race. So I want to work for NASCAR, whatever the hell you want to do. And these people will whisper all sorts of things to discourage you. Discouragement is like the biggest weapon of the friendly enemy. They will sit close and dismantle you from the inside with a whisper and a soft voice all day long. They will see what you're doing and start discouraging. Okay? Brittany Janae says sometimes our aura can attract darkness due to they want to dim our light. Could be. Another tool that them friendly enemies use, criticism. Criticism. There's Sis on the phone. Yep, she said get them scissors and cut them. Sis on the phone believe in cutting people. She loves scissors. I don't know why she like to cut folks like that. About to make me think she from Ocala. But criticism. Sometimes it's subtle criticisms, just little jabs. Are you sure you want to wear that? Are you sure you're ready to do that right now? It's the criticism to cast doubt or to make you insecure. Some of those friendly enemies get rough with you. Sometimes their criticism is not small and subtle. Sometimes the criticism is brutal and harsh, and it hurts so much worse because it is coming from a friendly enemy. That's what makes it so much worse. So you have to be careful and then do what Sis on the phone saying. Sometimes you got to cut them folks. Them prices way too high. You need to cut it. Sometimes you just got to cut it, and it ain't no way around it, right? But then let's talk about the friendly predators. Because sometimes, friendly predators, you can mistake them for people who are just recognizing your gifts. You can mistake them for people who are recognizing your gifts. And if you've already had friendly enemies in the family, close friends, when that friendly predator comes along and they're complimenting what you're able to do, and they're like, oh my God, you're so good at this. I can't believe, they're ranting, they're love bombing you, they're hitting you with all these compliments. You can actually feel grateful when a friendly predator shows up. You like, wow, mama and them been putting me down, or auntie always got something to say, or my big sister always saying something slick. She always, acting like I'm not as good as I am. And this person shows up and they heaping all these praises on you. And y'all know, those of y'all who used to come to Bible study with us, y'all know I don't play the flattery game. Don't come to me with the flattery because I hurt your feelings. For real, for real. Don't do that. But they show up and you will be grateful to have this friendly predator. Friendly predators show up in the workplace all the time, or in your field of expertise all the time. And they do that because they have seen that you're good at something. And that friendly predator, they're not there to take it away just so you don't have it. They actually want to have what you have by any means. If they can hang around you and soak up your style, your energy, your aura, your swag, your drip, or however, whatever slang y'all using today, this week, they'll do that. They will do that the whole time, flattering you, just flattering, heaping praises, because that's a tool of manipulation. And at first you might be, grateful, like, wow, this person's being nice, and these other people were, just attacking me and taking jabs at me. But after a while, unless you're like just spiritually asleep, you're going to figure out, hey, when she started wearing her hair like mine, hey, when she started talking like me, hey, I never heard about her going to that spa. That was the spa I was going to. Wait, I said I was going to apply for that job. How she applied for it before me? And then you start catching on that this person is not really a new friend that you found that's just so impressed by you and they want to share with you and you share with them. This person is there to simply be a parasite, to take what you got. And people can easily be grateful to see that friendly predator coming because they come smiling. But everybody smiling is not because they mean it. Some people are smiling because they're getting ready to bite you. They're showing you their teeth because you're about to be bitten. You're about to be bitten. They're going to chomp on you. That's crazy. That is crazy, but it's the truth. DS said that's why I don't take in strays, and you should not. And you should not. Brittany Janae say this is why you don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Sometimes that's true. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. But you got to beware of the friendly enemies. Another thing that a friendly enemy will, not enemy, a friendly predator. Another thing that a friendly predator will do when they are attracted to your gifts, which is why you got to be careful, they will offer help. Scary, right? They show up and they offer help. They offer a way out. Anything you got going on, they got a way to fix it for you. Or they can do something about it. Even if they can't fix it, let me just do what I can. You got to be careful because those friendly predators, they're not helping you out of the goodness of their heart. They're stepping in to help you because they want you to feel indebted to them. They want you to feel grateful so that when they start asking you for things, you'll feel like a bad person if you don't give it to them. Seriously. You can have a talent or a gift and you got a problem. Your talents and gifts do not exempt you from problems. We're alive. It's part of the human condition. Problems come. But that friendly predator will pop up right when your car need a tire. And your friendly enemy / family won't give you a ride to the store. Girl, I'll take you to the store. Don't even worry about it. A little stuff like that. I saw you got those children over there. Let me just drop off some groceries. I got y'all a gift card, so you can take them to Walmart. You can pick them up some stuff, their school supplies and stuff. That's not to say everybody who wants to help you is out to get you, but you need to be spiritually awake. Y'all better pray before you make moves because some of these people are not who they pretend to be. Look what happened in that movie. That Ooga Booga came out there. He ready to bite people. He chewing on folks. What did he do? He offered money. Why he offered money? These folks got gifts and talents all up and through there, and he wanted a piece of the action. And in the effort to get a piece of the action, what was the first thing he did? Tried to offer some gold, some money. I got something. Y'all got a problem? I can give you something. I know you need money. I know you're Black. And ladies, y'all need to get tight because a lot of these men know, hey, you're a woman. everybody knows a man is not so sorry and he actually works, they usually make more money than us. They know you're a woman. Some of you ladies have children. They know you got children. They walk in with their pockets turned out sometimes. Well, I know you got those kids. I want to make sure, I just want to put some money in your hand so you can buy some groceries. Or, you know, I just wanted to help you with this, or I just wanted to help you with that, because they know you need help. They don't have to know your personal business. But you're going to be thinking, oh, man, this is God sent. I'm so glad this person came along, and you're going to feel grateful. And then they're going to want what you got. That's right, sis. You must have the Holy Spirit's discernment. You have to, your spirit of discernment really got to be on point. You experienced that from men you dated, and you better know it. Thank you, B. But I want y'all to think about something. Right, Black honeybees, some of them monitoring spirits been watching you. They were just waiting on you to need something. And I'm glad you mentioned the man you dated. Listen, let me tell y'all something. And I'm not going to dwell on this. Maybe we'll go on Patreon later and we'll talk about it. I think that'll be a good thing, because I kind of want to talk about that too, right? So we can do a Patreon today. When we get out of here, we'll do a Patreon, right? But I don't know who need to hear this, but some of these men that are approaching you ladies that want to date you, it's not because they're attracted to you. They're attracted to what's in you. I'm going to say it again because somebody need to hear it, and I don't know who you are. Some of these men approaching you to date you are not doing so because you're attractive to them. And I'm not saying that y'all are not pretty ladies. I know everybody in here, all of y'all are lovely ladies. Y'all are beautiful ladies, okay? The porch attracts the pretty girls. So I know that you're aesthetically pretty, but you got to understand that there are some men out here who are not what you think they are. They can see that you got something in you and they want it. They want it. And it's not just what's between your knees either. Bad enough they be wanting that. Bad enough. But some of these men approach you because of your gifts, because of your talents. Some of them are there and they are spiritually nefarious. And then there's other men who are not spiritually nefarious, but maybe they watch you and it's like you building a business. They're going to pretend that, baby, they're going to pretend like they are the second coming and they are here to protect and provide for you. They're going to do this and do that because he wants to take your expertise that he doesn't have and use it for himself. How many sisters we know done got with men and these Negroes ain't done nothing for themselves their whole lives. And then they get with a sister and, oh, well, I'm going to help him start his business. I'm going to fill out the paperwork for him. I'm going to fill out the paper so he can get a grant. I'm going to make sure he can get financing to buy the equipment. I'm going to help him get the licensing done. I'm going to make sure he got the permits for the city. And a lot of sisters see that as, oh, he's letting me step into the wife role. No, he's using you for your intelligence, for your business acumen, for your organizational skills. It's not because he sees your real value and worth and your beauty and your femininity and your strength. No, sis, he sees that you're everything that he ain't gonna never be. And he don't love you for it. He don't appreciate you for it. He's using you for it and low-key resents you for it. He know you got it and he don't. He will manipulate you to get you to be stupid for him. And once you get him where he's going, how many times have we seen it, ladies? That is why we say you do not help men. Because if you help them get on their feet, the first thing they're going to do is kick you. Because he didn't come there because he cared for you. He didn't approach you because of your beautiful face and your lovely voice and your good cooking and how neat you keep your house. How good you pray. Those are the reasons he should have been attracted to you, but that ain't why he there. He doesn't care that you have a relationship with God. He don't care that you respect yourself, your body, your children, and your family. He don't care that while he was running the street being a hooligan and a ne'er-do-well, you was getting your education. He doesn't care. He just wants to take advantage of what you have that he don't. And the minute he can steal what he came to steal, he gone. He gone. He's not gone because the other girl was prettier. No, he just never wanted you. He just wanted what you had. So real talk, y'all better peep game. Everybody running up on you. They're not running up on you because you're so pretty. And I know we can get caught up in that, because y'all are lovely ladies. You can get caught up in that. But don't think that every man running behind you, it ain't because you're fine. Y'all are indeed fine, but that ain't why he's there. DS say, I just had to tell my dad his friend tried to holler at me. Oh, girl, I'm so sorry. Energy vampires, not just energy. That's true too. But not just energy. These are people who want to steal your intelligence, your cognitive abilities, your talents, everything you got. They want your essence, all your gifts, everything. Everything. And when they done, gone. Hey, Ian, how you doing, nephew? So you calling out the narc spirit. We need to hear this. That's what it's called, baby, the narc spirit. Hey, Sabra. Oh, child. Girl, don't let no man do that to you again. That ain't right. Say, my last ex dragged me, drained me, and physically, financially, and emotionally. I'm not building no man because they mad I provided stability. Don't build them for no reason. Don't do that. If he walk up to you, he need to already be a man. Don't even play with him because they gonna listen. They're going to drag you. Charbert said, and when you have a giving, compassionate spirit, you have to use a lot of restraint when dealing with people. Yeah, pray before you do stuff. Don't just be doing things. Pray first. Hey, Natasha. Pray first, because people, listen, these predators are out there. This is why I came back after I looked again. Look how pretty this baby is. Say both my stories and my ex-husband. Look how pretty this, look how pretty this young girl is. And do you know there's a man that will run behind this beautiful young girl and he won't even see her beauty. He won't even recognize that she's a jewel. He's taking inventory on what he can steal. I'm just saying, I wasn't trying to put you on the spot, Natasha, but you just popped up and your face was too pretty, so I had to make the point. It's just the truth. So y'all got to beware of those friendly predators, the predators that walk up paying compliments and stuff. He put you in the psych ward. Baby, no. That made me sad. Well, I'm glad you better. But lastly, our good old sympathetic predators, them people that always got something wrong. You can't even talk to them because something wrong all the time. I run into people like that and I start to feel like, are you like some kind of devastation star? Like, have you been cursed from the womb? Like, what is going on? This your first time here? Welcome. Well, listen, y'all spam the chat with the word welcome for Natasha. I'm so glad you're here. Please don't let this be your last time. Please subscribe. Please come back. We gossip and talk about all kind of stuff, but today we having us a little crown chat because sometimes we have to, get together and talk about the real stuff. But you are so, so welcome. And you are so beautiful. I told y'all the porch just be this channel. We just attract all the pretty girls. It's what we do. It's our thing. It's our thing. I let them know I'm not friendly, and you're not wrong. Thank y'all for putting welcome in the chat. Let me put my welcome in the chat. I said it, but I'm gonna put my welcome in the chat too. But the sympathetic predators, these are the people, these are also people you have to be careful of. They come in different forms. They can be the beggar on the corner. They can be your friend from high school that every time you talk to her, her baby daddy didn't bring no money. Her stamps ain't on her card yet. I ain't got my check yet. Little man fell down and broke his leg and I done spent my last money on antibiotics and I ain't got no gas. Every day? Something wrong every day? Some of these people, let's talk about it. Because y'all know we talk about a little bit of everything over here when we feel like it, right? Some of them, just like with the friendly predators, some of them are there for spiritual reasons. Some of them are there for physical reasons. The spiritual reason for a friendly predator, those people who just, show up just because they see what you got. Some of them are there to steal your talents, just to make you do things, manipulate, take away those type of resources. But spiritually, some of those friendly predators are showing up. Some of those men that are chasing y'all, it's because you got a gift of prophecy on your life. You got a gift of abundance on your life. God done blessed you where everything you create is going to be successful, and they just want you to touch what they got. They want to steal that from you spiritually. Some of y'all have an anointing on your life, and those men are sent there just to break that anointing, just to take it from you, just to take that. Your star is too bright, and they come in to take it, to steal it. Same thing with those sympathetic predators. Some of them are physical, some of them are spiritual. Some of them, like I said, every time you talk to them, something's wrong. Something wrong. Every time. They never talk to you and say, girl, I'm having a wonderful day. You ain't never heard them say it. Rochelle say, that's my sister. Every time I talk to her, something always wrong, and is. I'm with you. I ain't never met her, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And they always need you to do something. They're always so pitiful. They're always so broken. Somebody's always doing something to them. Somebody stole this from me. They did that to me. They wouldn't give me a ride. They put me out beside the road. She borrowed my money and won't give it back. It's always, whenever you talk to them, they're the victim. It's never, I made a bad decision and I didn't plan well, so now I have a plan and I'm going to restructure this way and that way. They never come to you with a plan and saying, okay, so if I do this, this, and this, I can be straight by May. And I do need to borrow something, but if you can loan it to me, I can get it back to you by this time. That's never the conversation. It's just sympathy upon sympathy. They don't even care what's going on with you. I told y'all, when my mama died, they was calling my phone to cry about themselves. They didn't even care. It was a brief nod, a brief acknowledgement of what was going on with me. And then it turned into me. Y'all know what I went through back in January of last year when my child went to acting up and ran off, and I didn't know what was going on, because y'all know I don't hide nothing. So we were all, a lot of us, those of y'all who were there then and been around, y'all know we was praying together. I came on live, honey. Y'all know me. I don't play. I pray. We was praying together. We was in the word together. And it was still, even, believe it or not, during that time, there were people calling me to go me. And I'm over here praying hard not to lose my mind because Satan was leading my child in the wrong direction. Some people are just like that. They are just leeches. They are parasitic. Charbert said, I had a friend like that. As soon as I started asking questions, she turned on me and tried to emotionally manipulate me. And you called her. Hey, my beautiful niece, Couture Bay is number 37. Hey, gorgeous. Oh, it's okay. I'm tough, girl. I'm tough. They can't break me. I ain't breakable. Who else I got here? Wait. Island. Oh, that's Island Girl or Island Gal. Hey, yes, we back with our crown chats, because I had to check myself too. We all like to check other people. Sometimes we have to check us too. When she ran, I was on praying. Now, okay. My screen was like buffering, so I thought maybe I froze. But one thing about Couture Bay, when I was going through all of that, my little niece was there for her auntie. She was just as loving. She was, lending me some oil for my lamp because I was running low. Hey, Carrie Clark, thank you for being number 40. So, anywho, but there's also people who spiritually fall into that category of sympathetic predators. I'll give you an example. I ran across a beggar while I was still in Houston. And I never have been in the habit of just handing money to beggars. Never. And this was this one person, and he was, so insistent. And it was a good day. I didn't get so annoyed that I went off on him, get the hell away from me. So I said, okay, I know what to do. Now, some of y'all know me, so I ain't got to tell you, but for the ones who don't, I am the lady who would go by at the time over there. I think it was called King Dollar. And I would go buy the Bibles they had at the King Dollar and just keep them in the trunk of my car. So if I ran into somebody who needed one, I could give it to you. So this beggar was asking for money. He was very persistent. So I went and grabbed the Bible out the trunk of the car. I got some money, but before I handed it to him, I said, let me pray with you. Do y'all know that man didn't want me to pray with him? He didn't want the Bible, and he wanted me to hand him the money. So when I handed him the money, I pressed it in the palm of his hand. I say, and may the blessing of the Lord go with this money and into and onto everything you buy. Anything you buy with this money, we cover it right now with the blood of Jesus Christ. You know that man dropped that money. He dropped that money. I know exactly where I was when he did. I was over at West Belford. I had just left the little, what was it? Was it the $12.99, the $9.99 shoe store over on West Belford? That man dropped that money and backed away from me. He didn't even turn his back when he walked away. He backed away, walking backwards, backing away. I say, you got to be kidding me. Some of these sympathetic predators that come in and they play like they're in so much trouble. Can you help me? Can you help me? And it ain't always the beggar. Some of these people y'all think y'all know are your neighbor up the road. So some of these people want you to give them things, and they are always victims, and they want you to hand them things. I don't know if y'all know this, and I ain't gonna go too deep. Like I said, we're gonna do a Patreon later so I can say more than I want to say now out here. But hey, Forever 21, when you start handing things to people that you bought with your money or your actual money, y'all, that's a point of contact. If somebody is spiritually nefarious, if that person is dealing in witchcraft, or as we like to say in the South, roots and stuff, the things that you bought with your money or your money can be used as a point of contact. They can take it to any altar they want to because it came out your hand. You got to be careful about just handing things to people. You just can't do that. Sometimes that dollar you gave away, you might mess around and give away your blessings when you need to be praying first, and don't just be handing stuff to people. And not just money. You got to look at, like I said, anything you bought with your money, anything you've worn. There's people who will turn around and be like, can I borrow your skirt? And I see now young girls is letting people borrow their wigs. Why you would have something that could possibly have some of your hair actually still on the cap underneath, or it's been on top of your head, and you handing it to this person? Do you know where they taking your wig to? Do you know who they might have paid and passed your wig to? Loaning out shoes. Can I borrow your shoes? Do you know where this heifer taking your shoes to? And some of y'all so bold, you'll let people borrow your car. Do you know where they're taking your car to? Do you know what they're leaving in your car before they bring it back? Y'all got to be more careful. I keep telling y'all, I think we know Rennick. I think we done seen Rennick before. Rennick is nefarious, but Rennick not only represents, appropriation, oppression, and theft by the oppressive culture, but it also represents some people that sometimes look just like us. But let's talk about how we respond to these things, the harmful ways, the not so harmful ways. Y'all chime in the chat because I want to know what you think too. Harmful ways. I'm going to talk about me because I know my business better than I know anybody else's, right? The stuff that I was talking about yesterday, the things that I've experienced in this space where people are just like, I can't even open my mouth in peace. Anything I do is liable to be snatched, stolen, reproduced, with no seasoning, and just pushed back out to somebody else, right? I didn't deal with that in a healthy way. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to take y'all right back to some of these characters we saw. And I think that little Ryan Coogler was really, he was telling multiple stories at the same time. Okay, so we're going to talk about me. And then y'all can tell me about y'all in the chat. But we're going to talk about me. I'm going to talk about me because I know about me. We're doing crown chats now. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I did have to refresh because the internet, y'all know I hate Xfinity, and they were acting raggedy. They was acting real raggedy on me. But I'm back. So you say I froze, but I look pretty. Thank you. If it mess up again, I need to be ready. Hold on. I need to be able to get in just in case they mess up again. So, however, in any event, I didn't handle that in a healthy way. There's no sound. Okay. So I don't know what they're doing. Wait a minute. Can anybody hear me or no? Okay. So it's saying connected. Oh, so y'all can hear me. I don't know what she's talking about. Okay. So anyway, let me pay attention to what I'm doing. Thank y'all. So in any event, I did not handle that in a healthy way. And I'm going to tell you why, right? So, like I was saying, those of you who've been around know we did crown chats on a regular basis. If it was not every day, it would be every other day. But most days we did crown chat, especially like during the weekdays, right? A lot of y'all know y'all be at work. We have our crown chats. We do our thing. We, talk about real stuff, have a couple laughs, when it was serious, we were serious. When we could laugh, we laughed, and it was what it was. The problem was that I started seeing those Rennicks. I started seeing the vampires. I started seeing some stuff, and it was in people that I thought were nice people, and it was like, but they still stealing, and it was at first I'm like, well, maybe they're just being positively influenced. Maybe they want to do something they think is positive, and maybe I just influenced them. And then it's like it kept happening, and then it wasn't just an influence, it was plagiarism. It was word for word. I could come in here and have a crown chat about, I think we did one time about what were we talking about? People who trauma bond and things like that, and people who love bomb you. I forgot what the topic was, but we were kind of getting into those type topics. And that person went and did a whole stream, like barely changed the title. Like it was that bad. So I did not handle it in a healthy fashion. I didn't. My response, in an effort to be different than I used to be, because I think sometimes we overcompensate. I can admit I did, because I used to be, kaboom, click, clack, kaboom, like you could get it. And so, we grow, we mature, we get saved, all this stuff. And so my response, in an effort to not be the old Nitra, is just to retreat. You take it. That's not a healthy attitude, but that's what I did. Okay. They kept imitating, copying, taking, regurgitating, imitating, photocopying, getting facsimiles and like stealing everything but my face. And I just said, you can take it. And so then I would go and, hey, let's just leave that alone. If they want it, let them have that. And then we got into, doing our news updates and getting information, because that was something that was important to me. I wanted my people to see news that was not biased and controlled by people who only want to manipulate us. So it was my pleasure to go and look through publications, look through both sides of the publications, look in independent publications, look at, conservative and liberal publications, look at all of them, then find the truth, the facts, and bring it. And I enjoyed that. And y'all know what happened? Them Rennicks showed up again, stealing pieces of me. And it wasn't even subtle. The ones that couldn't like imitate what I was doing, I heard that one of them was like just playing the news on their channel. Then I heard one of them try to like represent my news stories, but was giving all the wrong information. Like it just got weird. It got weird. Plus, me bringing the truth and giving information that they were lying about got me shadow banned multiple times. So I was like, look, it ain't worth all the trouble and people stealing bits and pieces of my energy. Y'all can have it. Gave it up. You can take it. No problem. Y'all know we have our virtual events. We did our masquerade balls. We did our African Heritage Ball in February. We did our, well, we're never going to get rid of our food drive because we're going to help feed poor, hungry people if we don't do nothing. Okay? They ain't taking that. And I think something like that they're not going to take because it's too much work and you got to really mean it to do it. So they didn't try to steal that one. The Rennicks did not want work. They did not want food drives, nor did they want the work of Team One, which feeds one hungry, needy family per month. Like they didn't want nothing to do with that, right? We did our what else have we done? We did our talent shows. We did our Christmas parties. Our virtual events. We had people trying to steal that. They, not even being creative, like dang, they're jacking the names. Not to mention all the things that have fell out of my mouth because I've been running my mouth too much. Y'all know I be talking too much. I just be talking. Sometimes y'all in the chat will be like, Nitra, what did you say? And I can't even tell you what I said because I just be talking. But anything I say, and y'all know I will rename a person when we gossiping and covering, current events, stories, reality TV. Y'all know I will give somebody a nickname and it will stick. It will smooth stick. I have literally cut back and I barely even call people nicknames. I just started back doing that because I couldn't even do that without that being, the Ooga Boogas, the vampires, the Rennicks just came and anything I say, it would just be repeated. And so that's why I said what I said yesterday about this person who all of a sudden now, I got to have a notebook. And all of a sudden, I don't like nobody. And all of a sudden, everybody talking about put your like number in the chat. Everybody all of a sudden want to do a like lottery. Everybody all of a sudden want to give people timeouts in a reflection corner. I took past tense, a harmful attitude. Hey, Quiet Storm. I took a harmful attitude toward vampires. Backing away and trying to obscure yourself because there's vampires present, because you have predators present, because you have people, pretending to be friendly, but they're predators and they're trying to steal bits and pieces of your essence, your talents, your gifts, your spirituality. I ain't even tell y'all it was somebody trying to copy Bible study. I say, well, please copy that. Okay, because we need that word. Please. They threatened, but they didn't go through with that. But I digress. And then the sympathetic ones is, I'm so pitiful. Nothing's going right. People are talking about me. My numbers are bad. Can you just help me? Can you just tell me what to do? Can you just give me topics? Can you help me think of some content? That type of stuff. And so the harmful attitude I took was to try and obscure myself. Like maybe if I get less eyes on me, then y'all will be less apt to be stealing stuff. And that's not the right attitude. It's really not. And you know what it made me think about when I considered it? Yvette said, yes, I do be seeing it. And I think that's Shanitra. It's echoes of me all through the YouTube, all through the platform. Echoes of my mouth everywhere. And it's because we are literally surrounded by vampires. We're surrounded by people who are dishonest, amoral, no integrity. This at the core. Sis on the phone say you dim, but the shine is what it of all of them. And you're right. And what's crazy is that I didn't even see that what I was doing was harmful. I thought, I'm old, not into conflict anymore. If you steal it, keep it. That type of attitude. But it's not good. And it made me think about the preacher, Sammy's daddy, in Sinners. And I said, What if Sammy's daddy doesn't just represent the church and the right path and righteousness and holiness and all of that? What if he also represents a part of our mind that wants to hide a gift just so it won't be perverted or corrupted or stolen? Because in a way, that's kind of what it represents. Like his father wanted to hide him away because bad things, bad creatures, vampires, thieves, rennicks, ooga boogas, creepos, because they exist. That ain't necessarily the best way to handle it. And I had to really think about that. I'm like, Nitra, what are you doing? Okay, fine. You've elevated and evolved past the point of wanting conflict. I'm too old, too seasoned, too polished, too blessed, too fly to be involved in conflict at this stage in my life. 30 Nitra at 35, Nitra at 25. Oh, I'd have gave you the business. Nitra somebody grandma. So never gonna go there. But it was not a healthy response to retreat and try to obscure myself. So that's what immediately made me think that preacher in that movie could represent a mindset too. A mindset. You don't have to hide. Hiding does not help, because people who are predatory, they're only going to keep stealing. They're not going to leave you alone because you agreed to just back away and let them take what they stole. They will then steal some more. Well, oh shoot, she let us get away. We just gonna steal some more. Because I think that's what kind of clicked in my brain. Like, okay, everything y'all steal, I have told you, take and go. Carry de go. Anything you've stolen, my dear, carry and go. Natasha they say thoughts are things, but even not speaking yet thinking, them vamps will take it all. They will, if they can. Anything they can get their hands on. Forever 21 says, sis, you have to accept the gift that God gave you. You are a trendsetter, a leader, and don't let them stop you from doing your gifts. I feel you. Thank you for that. That's sweet. What's crazy is I'm telling y'all, it took me that long to figure out, like, I have taken the path of peace and least resistance. And yet they persist. So it's not healthy. So we got to look at, in the chat, y'all give me some examples of what you think is a healthy way to deal with the vampires, the creeps, the predators who are coming to steal, kill, and destroy. What are healthy ways to deal with it? I want to hear from y'all, because I'm gonna put one that I think is a good tool, or at least a good starting point. I think you should start with this one. I put mine in the chat. I want to see y'all's in the chat. I think we definitely got to start here. Y'all know me, Nitra gonna always start with prayer. We always start in there first. Me gonna start there. I advise you to do the same thing. But after that, like, what is the most healthy way? Because hiding yourself, obscuring yourself, allowing people to continue to take and, break pieces off of you, like you're some kind of Hershey's with almonds. Like, it's creepy. These folks are cannibals. What is the healthiest way to deal with some of these cannibals? I think that sometimes, even in an effort to not be full of debate, right? And creating conflict and chaos everywhere, I think that it's okay to continue to do what you do authentically and not back off into seclusion. I think that may be a good thing to do. Okay, Quiet Storm said, I'm not mature yet. I'm going to call him out. I like you for that. Because I know there was a time when I would have. I mean, your whole name, your government. Cree Breeze said, I believe you have to address things head on. I think that's one way to do it. I think too, what occurred to me is that Aries Sun says she in transition. You so crazy. I think that One of the most powerful things that you may be able to do is to continue to do you, to continue to do what comes to you naturally, to continue to use your gifts in the way you're supposed to continue to use your creativity in the way you're supposed to, and do it to death. Do it to the utmost. Give it everything you got, because, and this just, after, some thoughts, some meditation, some prayer and all that, what occurs to me is the bootleg ain't never like the original. I don't care what China told you. The bootleg is never like the original. There's a difference in machine stitched and hand stitched. There's a difference in painstaking construction and slapped together to make it look something like them. It's a difference. It's a difference. Huge difference. Right, Vet. It's a big difference between gold and gold plated. It's a big difference. And I think I had to kind of like hold myself accountable. Like, girl, the way you chose to deal with that was not healthy. That was harmful. And not only was it harmful to me and my own energy, it was harmful to y'all too. So I owe all of you an apology. I absolutely apologize. And I mean that sincerely. This is not an Angela Oakley apology if I did something. Ain't no if. I did it and I was wrong. I sincerely, wholeheartedly apologize, because what my behavior, my reaction, my, choice to respond that way was harmful to all of you too. Any number of conversations that we should have had, needed to have, we did not have, because I chose to inch into seclusion. Let me just back away. You just keep it. That was not the right way to go. And I think that all of us need to have a little look. Some of y'all, we all know some predators, and we just have to check ourselves. Like, are we handling this the right way? Some of y'all, might handle it a different way that's not so helpful. Okay. Now let's ask the other question. What are some harmful ways that you found yourself dealing with these predators? I got one. Retaliation. That is harmful. And I'm going to say that 3 times so it sink into y'all brain, because some of y'all mean. Y'all will be ready to whoop these people and put rattlesnakes in there. Y'all tough, okay? And I know y'all tough because my reflection corner stay full. Retaliation is not healthy. Don't y'all get quiet now. Retaliation is not healthy. Do not do that. You know who you are. Yep. Unrealistic boundaries. That's right, Mo. That's not healthy. It's not. It's not. What about some more negative ways? You would be on your Dr. Heavenly. See, that's not healthy. Anything that hellishly would do is not healthy. But what are some other things that we do in response to predators that's not healthy? I know one thing that I've seen some people do that's not healthy. That is to continue to engage. Let's put that in the chat. Continuing to engage. Once you see that somebody is hurting you, they don't mean you any good, they are dangerous, you're in a relationship with this person and you can see that they're using you and taking your energy, and you continue to engage, that is not healthy. Yes, being passive aggressive rather than being assertive and dealing with what's going on. You making little snide remarks and eye rolling and silent treatments. No, that's not healthy either. Thank you, Creeby. That's a good one. Okay, so this is real close to retaliation, DS. That's why I said what I said, because I knew you were one of them ones. She says, I tend to tell people messing with me isn't a safe choice, and that's all I needed to say. Okay. So DS's negative response to predators is threats. That's not good either. I'm not saying that we all do not do any of or a combination of these things, we are just, acknowledging that this is not healthy. We're just acknowledging that this is not healthy and coming up with some healthy ways to deal with the vampires. Okay. So one way is to continue to use your gifts, be authentically you, do not go into seclusion. Another healthy way to deal with it, I think, is to set realistic boundaries. Our sis Mo said, setting unrealistic boundaries. Let's put set realistic boundaries in the chat, or just set boundaries. Hold on. Set boundaries. And we don't have to be tough and angry or aggressive to do that. We can simply say, no, I won't be giving you gas money. No, I won't be watching all 5 of your children. No. I sympathize with what you're going through, but I won't be giving you $200 on your rent. And you ladies that are out here still in the dating pool, if that man comes along and you think he's a great guy, he shows you the representative, then you see him starting to pull out his fangs. He's turning into Rennick. He's ready to start vampirizing you. Well, I'm really excited that you want to start a business. But no, I don't feel comfortable setting up your business. I don't feel comfortable filling out your permit applications. I don't really feel comfortable doing that. I can point you in the direction of who you should talk to, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. Right. And y'all know we talked about this before when we were doing Crown Chats. No is a complete sentence. It's not no comma and then an explanation. It's no period. A firm no, not a nasty no, but a firm no. No, I don't really feel comfortable doing that. I mean, okay, we're dating and you're lovely. I don't feel comfortable watching your children when it's your weekend to spend time and visit. I don't feel comfortable doing that. No, I don't think that's a good idea. No. No is a wonderful word, right? So, setting those boundaries, don't be afraid to say no. If it's something where somebody is just vampirizing your gifts and trying to imitate your gift because, whatever, continue to be you. But if it's a matter of them trying to take away your resources and manipulate you out of things, and well, just give it to me, because can't you see how pitiful I am? I need it. Look what Rennick did to that boy in that movie. Oh, I miss my people. It's been so long. It's so far away. If I just had what you had, then I could go back to them. I just miss them. See how bad I'm doing? No, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I don't think I'm going to be able. I ain't going to be able to do it. No. And much like that monster in that movie, sometimes they're asking you, but they've already got it in the back of their mind that even if you say no, they're going to find a way to forcefully take it from you anyway. You know how they did black folks with a whole lot of that eminent domain stuff. They ask you for it, but they got it in the back of their mind that even if you say no, they're not going to respect it. They're just going to steal it. Shaw Bird say no is a complete sentence. That's right. No is a complete sentence. Country Girl Queen will say people will take your kindness for weakness. They will. And they will also take your weakness for stupidity, because sometimes we make decisions that are absolutely weak decisions. And it doesn't mean we're weak people, but you can make a weak decision. And they'll take that as, oh, she's stupid. Nah, she just, she took a weak stance on this, but that don't mean that sister weak. She ain't stupid either. She just got to wake the hell up. And that, that goes for me and everybody else. Everybody can be in a position where you clearly need to wake the hell up. Clearly. And that's why, like I said, I thought about it and I was like, yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to take us a quick little hour and like look at this Rennick character from a different angle, because I definitely saw the corporate greed and vampirism of white capitalist America and how they steal, appropriate, and feel entitled to Black talent and gifts. I saw it, right? But I said, if you spin him in the light a different way, just spin it just a little, about 37 degrees to the left, you can see how he could easily be anybody from your neighborhood, from your job, in your same creative spaces or professional spaces. Like, he could be a little bit of everywhere. He could be anywhere, actually. And it's not that we should be so focused on these predatory people, but we should definitely be focused on how we respond to them, recognizing them, and making sure that we don't fall prey to predators. I think that's the main thing to take away from it. How to respond in a healthy way, how not to be to have responses that can easily be harmful to us. Because jumping on somebody, bashing them in the head, that can be harmful to you. Now you need bail money, anger management. You on probation for 6 months. If you continue to engage with the person instead of leaving them alone and cutting them off, that person could physically harm you, or they could financially deplete you, or they could send you into spiraling into depression, or all type of stuff. End up, somewhere having to get mental health assistance, all type of stuff. So continuing to engage is also a bad response. What were some of the other ones I saw? Being passive aggressive, still dealing with the person with being passive aggressive. That's harmful, because you still haven't cut them off, so they still have access to do you harm. So I think the most important things are to recognize quickly, be prayerful, make sure your discernment is on 10, recognize a predatory person when they're there, when that person is around, or recognize when these people present themselves to you, recognize that this is a predator, and then respond in a healthy way to get yourself out of that situation. I think those are the most important things that we should absolutely take away from, this crown chat. But I'm glad I had a minute to come in here and crown chat and have this little crown chat with y'all. I miss having our crown chats because they're fun, and we get to kind of let out things and vent things and talk about things. And as I have always said, and shall be saying again, anything that you're considering or looking at yourself, or you examine yourself and see, or even the stuff you go through, I can guarantee you're not the only person that are going through these things. I examined myself and saw that huge flaw, but I came in here and talked to y'all, and y'all talking back to me like y'all got some of the same stuff going on. Y'all got stuff similar, whether it's in dating, family life, whatever. Sis say it was her sister, somebody else says the ex. You know what I mean? So we all go through the same stuff. So that's why we have crown chats, and we gonna continue to have them, cause we back. We back. So listen, I'm gonna go ahead and go, because y'all know crown chat's supposed to be an hour, and we've been in here for 1 hour 29 minutes and 56 seconds. So us is fin to go. And I know it's bad English. Leave me alone. Okay. So listen, y'all know what time it is. If you did not hit the like button on the way in, please make sure that you hit the like button. It's a mosquito in here. That y'all hit the like button on the way out. Okay. Hit your notification. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we happy to have you here. You're welcome, right? And if you want to join channel membership and put your crown on, there's a join button beneath the video and a membership link in the description box. All right. Also, we got the link for my book, Little Girl Big World, which is a survival guide for our little girls to make sure they're safe out there when they're graduating high school, starting college, all that good stuff. We want our girls safe. There's a link for our merchandise store so you can get your crown gear and represent the royal family. And we got the link for my wish list on Amazon in case y'all want to send me some more notebooks, pens, or snacks. And the link for our storefront so we can all shop together, okay? So listen, y'all, I'm going to talk to you later. And y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Be positive, be productive. Make sure y'all encourage others, encourage yourselves. And remember, in case no one else says it to you, God loves you. I love you. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll talk soon, okay?